I have a question.
Yeah.
You know in the last video we spoke about the birds and the bees?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how come you never see flowers going at it, but then year after year they grow in my garden?
Well, actually, Wayne, they are always going at it.
Dirty.
Yeah. And this is how they do it.
Alright, so.
This is a flower, well, a flowering plant anyway.
Yeah. So first let's label a few things on this. So the
Yeah.
top here we refer to it as the stigma.
Yep. This tube here, or the other bit, we call the style.
Yep, from there to there. And then down here we have sort of the functioning parts.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, this big bubble that goes all the way around the outside
Yeah.
is the ovary.
Yeah, if you label all three that side actually, because I'll have more labels this side of it later on.
Okay, so
The green bits are the ovules.
they are indeed, and they surround
The
inside
embryo
bit, which
sac.
is the embryo sac.
Yes.
So it's going layer after layer, ovary, ovules, embryo sac.
Yep, in the middle there, the two eyes aren't eyes, they're polar nuclei.
They are, so there's a lot of arrows coming here. So these two.
Mm-hmm. Are they two in those ones? Or three? Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I was asking a silly question.
Polar nuclei. There's two of them.
Yeah.
The bottom one's also got a dot because it's important. It's an egg cell.
Yeah.
And then right down the bottom here, the entrance to this grand fiasco is the micropyle.
Yes. So now we've got this bit sorted out. Sadly, I think you do need to know nearly all of these, if not all of them.
Yeah. So there's ovary, ovules, embryo sac. Then there's the polar nuclei, the egg cell, the micropyle. I think you do need to know them all.
Yeah. So now we get down to the birds, bees business.
Yep.
Bees are more relevant here.
They are actually.
Yeah.
So pollen
Pollen turns up.
makes you sneeze, but
Makes you
also it
sneeze.
does useful things. Oh, I like orange.
Thank you. Yeah. This is a bit of pollen.
Yeah, and it attaches onto the stigma at the top.
It does, right at the top. And it absorbs water there and splits open.
It does, and when it splits open, what it sends in is a pollen tube,
Yes.
which is lovely. And in blue, I'm going to draw the things that are in it.
Okay, so the pollen tube starts making its way down slowly and it keeps going. As we this one. Labelling other things that are inside the
It
tube.
goes inside the ovary here somewhere.
Ah, okay.
It goes inside the ovary and then up to the micropyle. And inside it, there's one cell, I'll draw it first, and there's other two cells which sort of stick together back here. It's not essential, but it's sort of what happens.
Yeah. So these two are the male gametes there.
Yep.
I'll write that
Male
down.
nuclei. So they're sort of the equivalent to the sperm that's going to bind with the egg eventually
Yeah.
in flowers. So this is the male nuclei. And then here we have a tube nuclei.
We do, and this is the thing that's releasing the enzymes that are breaking down. This would actually be right at the front.
Yes.
But we've drawn the thing going around the whole way down. So this is sort of after over time.
Yeah, so this actually releases enzymes all the way until it gets to here at the micropyle.
Yeah. What happens when it gets there?
Well, let's redraw it. We've got the first, so we've got that first one.
Yeah.
That is the tube one. Then we've got the two ones that are sort of jogging about behind. Still haven't really done much yet.
No, they haven't, but they will do a bit later. So it breaks through the ovule.
It does. It breaks through the micropyle and the ovule into its embryo sac. That's its goal.
When it does that, it bursts.
It does. So you sort of think of it as like the acrosome in sperm at the egg, when it sort of releases the enzyme and breaks down the wall, and that's it. That's the last thing you hear of the acrosome.
Yeah, it's done. And that's essentially, what happens there. So then the male gametes can get in.
And there's two male gametes, but there's only one egg cell. So let's think what's going on there.
Well, one of them gets to the polar nuclei.
It does. So one will get to these two polar nuclei here and create something called an endosperm.
And this, and this will be look a bit like that. And you might have to mention in your exam that it's 3N because there's 3 nuclei there.
Absolutely.
And this will be the food later on.
But what's it the food for? Well, that's what the other male gamete does. It does what you'd expect. It binds to the egg.
Yeah. Making a 2N, and this is the zygote then.
Yeah.
It will turn into the seed.
This will then, go on to undergo mitosis to turn into the seed. The seed is then dropped, and that can grow into another plant. And that's how flowers get at it.
Yeah. It's not that exciting to watch. It's having over quite a long period of time.
It does.
But you do have to know it all. So, summarise. Pollen, tube.
It enters 3 nuclei, 2 male, 1 tube. They all go down to the bottom.
Yeah, break down things.
Break down the micropyle
And
the
the
ovule. They get into the embryo sac. That's the last thing you hear of the tube nuclei.
Yeah. Then there's 3N, then 2N are formed from the 2 male gametes.
Yep, so 1 male here, 1 male here.
Yeah.
And there was 2 there to start with and 1 there to start with.
Yeah.
Zygote undergoes mitosis and then you get weeds. So annoying.
That's so annoying.
You also get roses and stuff.
That's quite pretty.
Yeah, right, aren't they?
So I think I'll forgive them.
I think I will. And that's how flowers mate.
Yeah. So that in mind.
We've got on to the next video.
Some gardening probably.
Oh yeah, actually.